Mr. Herbst, could you read the mission statement for us tonight?
Sure. This is on? We're good?
Yep, we're good.
The River Oaks School District is a partnership of students, parents, staff, and community members. We are dedicated to providing a supportive environment in which all students can reach their maximum academic potential while developing as responsible citizens who respect individuality. Our goals will be achieved because curriculum and instruction are aligned with New Jersey student learning standards. All decisions reflect the academic, social, emotional, and physical needs of pre-K to 6th grade students. Cooperation and ongoing communication exists between the school district and the community. School administrators and the Board of Education work together to assess and adjust procedures in response to new mandates and the changing needs of the community.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Ms. Brown? Ms. Dansby?
Here.
Mr. Hurd?
Here.
Ms. Jesquiane? Mr. Gutierrez? Mr. Sim?
Here.
And Ms. Kang?
Here.
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting, its date, time, and place have been delivered to the post office in the municipal building. Town news the record at post office district website at least 48 hours prior to the time.
Thank you. There is no closed session tonight, and there are no special discussion items. I just want to let everyone know that we are recording this meeting. I know Ms. Flores has also written to the board to record as well, so I just want the whole public to know that it is being recorded, and Ms. Donahue will speak a little more in her report regarding that. All right, I guess moving on to superintendent report. Oh, sorry.
So we've been trying to figure out the best way to broadcast our meetings and make sure that anybody who's interested in tuning in is able to do that. So I have been schooled on all of our equipment and spent today learning how to do that, which will eliminate the need to pay a technology person to come to the meetings, that I can handle all of this myself, record it, and then post it up to YouTube. We also have a high definition camera. We've had that in district, but we did purchase a wide angle lens for this purpose. So we have that equipment that can easily be put up. So it is a much better quality than Zoom. These microphones are temporary. We're just using them for tonight because there was, in moving and cleaning, the lapel mics were over at Roosevelt. But I said since it's a super short meeting, it was fine to just use these for tonight. But the lapel mics will hook up to the soundboard that I now know how to use. So since it's a short meeting and there's just one agenda item, I thought it would be a good one to just test out how the recording goes. So hopefully this works, and then it will be uploaded onto the district YouTube page, but also posted on the website. But I'll communicate to the public about that once that's up, so everybody knows where to find them.
Thank you, Ms. Donahue. Any questions from board members?
I just want to confirm, just confirm that, so no more Zoom after tonight?
That's a discussion for the board, but certainly you'll be able to see
Tonight's
tonight and what it
report.
looks like, and
Okay.
then the board will have to decide. But
Okay,
yeah.
just follow, sorry, thank you.
I think we're in that place of what's best to get the information out to the community. So I think first step, I know we've discussed it, is to record, and so we're trying it out and see how it goes.
See how
So
the sound goes and see how it is.
Understood, thank you.
there's no other reports except for the committee report from Ms. Dansky. Perhaps you want to explain,
About meetings, do you want me to explain that first?
yeah, and then go into.
Should we wait until June 27th for July 27th for the committee report?
So we're just going to do the finance and facilities one that we just met because it's regarding item
Oh, it's
D1.
required, oh,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But one thing I thought was important is to, because this is a special meeting and we usually don't have a special meeting, just for Ms. Dansky to explain what a special meeting is and why the Board of Education has it.
So there are essentially three kinds of meetings that the public is permitted to view. There are regularly scheduled meetings, they are special meetings, they are emergency meetings, and they're all a little bit different. Our regularly scheduled meetings are what you see on the calendar and what is posted. A special meeting doesn't mean that there's a special item being discussed or anything special happening. It's really an additional meeting. It could be called an additional meeting. But it's not an emergency meeting. An emergency meeting is a meeting where something emergent has happened. For example, a roof caved in, or a boiler is not working anymore, something that would necessitate an emergency meeting of the board. What's different between a special meeting and an emergency meeting is that in the case of an emergency meeting, you don't need to do the 48-hour notice that is required for all Board of Education meetings, all other Board of Education meetings. So a special meeting really is just an additional meeting of the board. It doesn't mean that something special is happening or something special is being discussed. It's just an additional meeting that requires, because of certain timelines usually, that an additional meeting is called by the Board of Education. So that's really what a special meeting is, and it's a meeting that still requires the 48 hours of notification to the public. So that's what we're having tonight, is an additional meeting in order to vote on an item, on one agenda item. Okay, so now the Facilities and Finance Committee met at 5 o'clock this evening, and we reviewed proposals from three different companies: Alpha Best Education, Right at School, and Apollo After School. We looked at their costs, we looked at what the program offers, and we evaluated the three of them based on what is in the best interest of the district in terms of needs, meeting the needs of the community. And it was the unanimous decision of the people attending the meeting, and that was Mrs. Kang, myself, Mr. Papyrus attended via Zoom, Mrs. Danahy and Mrs. Napolitano, and Alpha Best was the company that met the community's needs most in terms of cost effectiveness and the kinds of opportunities they offered parents in terms of before school, after school, or a combination of the two. So that is what the committee reviewed earlier this evening, and that's our recommendation to the board. Are there any questions from the board?
So they had a, what do you call it?
Mhm.
They had a, sorry. Did they have a meeting or a presentation to the public, that company?
Alpha Best requested, do you want to comment?
Alpha Best did request to come in and give a presentation, and so they did come in June and give that presentation. I received many positive comments about it. I don't think I received any negative emails. I think I had some follow-up questions, but overall, what people seem to be looking for in the community was a 7 p.m. pickup, a 7 a.m. drop-off, and flexibility with the days. So they were able to check those boxes. That was with the majority of the comments that I heard from parents.
So what's their commitment schedule? Say they are fully committed no matter what happens,
Yes.
circumstances.
Yes, and you have a copy of the presentation that they gave. I sent it to the board in my Friday FYI. So you have all of the information about what they presented and their fee schedule and all of that if you want to review it as well.
Are there any other questions from board members? All right, so then we will set forth a motion for D1, that the Board of Education award the contract for before and after care services competitive contracting to Alpha Best for the district. Is there a second?
Sorry, second.
So moved by Mr. Herbst, seconded by
I thought it
Mrs.
was
Brown.
moved by.
I moved it.
Oh, you moved it, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
sorry.
apologize.
It's something, I usually don't. I just thought it'd be easier.
Second? Second?
So I moved it, Ms. Brown seconded.
Question from the public.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Gansky?
Yes.
Mr. Herbst?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And Ms. Kane?
Yes. There's no other items on the agenda tonight. Is there any old or new business? Okay. At this time, if any members of the public would like to speak, is there a certain place they need to stand?
They could
in
take
order-
this mic.
Okay. And is there a certain place they need to stand in order to be in the? Okay. So any members of the public that wishes to speak, you may step up, just grab the microphone and state your full name and address for the minutes. And everyone will have 3 minutes to speak.
John Benetti, 787 Kindercamac Road, River Edge. A couple questions. So this new company that's coming in, how much are they paying us to rent out our schools? Will they be paying us to use our facility for Roosevelt and for Cherry Hill?
Yes.
Is it the same number that the previous company was paying?
Do you, no, not, but
Is it much less? Why are we giving a corporate discount to a corporate company instead of giving them the same price that the previous company was paying?
I don't think it was much of a difference, right?
It's all about numbers. What it comes down to is our numbers are what's most important.
All right, well, Mr. Benetti, do you want to finish speaking and then we can answer your questions?
I really don't have much more to say other than those few questions. You have the answers to those. It seems like nobody has the answers to those questions.
We have
No,
all
we
the
don't.
answers to your questions.
I just want to make sure you were able to, that was.
Well, that's my 1 minute. If I want to come back to my next, I will.
So both companies, the previous and this company, offer revenue sharing to the district. We agreed to AlphaBest to take less as a district to offer more cost savings to parents. To us, it was really important to be able to offer to the community what we felt the community needed, which was to keep the current rates the same, but to offer more. And that more was an extended pickup, an earlier drop-off, and to be able to pay for either 1, 2, 3, or 4 days. So what was previously being offered to parents was a 7:30 a.m. drop-off, a 6 p.m. pickup, and you only could pay for 5 days. So when we met with AlphaBest, one of the things that we agreed was to accept less in revenue sharing so that we could provide what we felt the community needed.
Okay, so basically we're giving them a discounted rate, but we're opening up our buildings even longer, if you're saying. So we're giving them more opportunity to make more money off us. You're saying they're going to be there when school is closed, correct? There's going to be times when school is closed. So who's going to pay for that, for the janitors to open up the buildings, to do all those stuff when we're taking less money from the company and they're making plenty of money? They're a corporation. And from what I heard, they're not a very good corporation. My understanding is they don't respond to parents' emails in the other districts that they're dealing with. They don't answer back to people when parents are looking for answers, for questions to be answered. And, you know, from my understanding, we were dealing with a hometown company that was here in town for a long time. I don't understand exactly what the whole politics behind whatever it is. I'm just trying to see what the numbers are. I'm a numbers guy, so I want to see what the numbers are, why we're taking less money, and how much less money are we taking from them exactly? What's the dollar amount?
Is that?
You're saying a small amount, but small amount is not an answer.
I think that's something we can get back to you on, right? I'm not sure if that's, because it is a
Because
contractual
this is
matter.
important, the way our money is
I
managed from this
understand.
board here. The way the
I
board
understand.
manages our money is very important.
And that was something
because
we-
the misuse of funds is a very big problem, especially when funds are being pushed here when it should be there,
Okay.
here instead of there, whatever the scenario is.
Thank you,
So
Mr.
it's extremely
Benetti.
important that we really watch our funds, and everybody who's out here knows a little bit about business and knows how to, because you guys are a business. Let's face the facts. You're a business here running big money, our money, the voters' money, the people's money.
Neighbors, right?
Correct.
So you need to just.
Correct, but we just want to make sure that everything is done right.
Let me just finish.
Sure, of course. Well, I'm done.
You've been invited to email Mrs. Napolitano and the superintendent to get additional information. As Ms. Stansky says, it is contractual, so there's only so much information we can give in the public. So just, I'm just saying, and everyone in, just making sure that, like, the tone just got a little loud, so just making sure that we're also your neighbors.
We're not engaging in a dialogue.
Thank you, Mr. Benetti. Is there any other member from the public that would like to speak? If you can just state your full name and address, and
Mary
I'll
Mantell.
start the timer.
Where am I going? 111 Kenwood Road, River Edge. I was at the Alphabet when they had the presentation. Mantell, M-A-N-T-E-L-O. I was at the Alphabet presentation, and I was just a little concerned about. They did twice. They mentioned that they're going to have a job fair a couple of times, but they did say they're hoping to get, look, we all know it's very hard to get employees. Everybody knows that. And that they were going to do an aggressive job search for employees to come. What happens, they did promise a lot, 7 o'clock in the morning till maybe 7 o'clock at night. If they can't get those employees, is there going to be a wait list for children, like they had during COVID because the numbers spread? Is there going to be a wait list if they cannot? It's already July. They have to hire. There's not a whole lot of time to get through to September. What is going to happen if they can't get enough employees to work? That was my question.
I can't speak to what Alphabet's plan is specifically, but I can't speak to their plan specifically, but I do. One of the reasons why we're having this meeting right now is so that we can plan for September. So that's why we're having this special meeting instead of waiting till July 27th. And that's all I can comment on that.
Yes. May I comment?
Yeah, sure.
Mrs. Mantell? We can only tell you what we are able to tell you because it is a contract. We are, this is a contract, a negotiated contract, so there are specifics that we cannot talk about here by legal statute, and so the board is interested in the same thing that you're describing, in providing enough staff and no wait lists and all of those things. And so we have a responsibility from a contractual standpoint to help to ensure that. And that's as much as I can say about the contract. Does that make sense? But it's not that we're not answering your question. We're telling you what we are able to tell you in a contractual matter because legally we are not permitted to talk about the contract, a negotiated contract. You can access a contract once it's a finalized contract, but when we're in negotiations for a contract, we cannot discuss the details of that, and they are not publicly available until it is an executed contract. Once it is executed, but it has not yet been we're approving this company. Okay? We're approving the company. We are agreeing to certain things in a contract with them. I know you can't discuss them, but I can't. So I'm going to ask that there no comments from the public.
Mr. Benetti, if you cannot make side comments because it's really hard to focus and listen in. Thank you.
Okay, just so I understand. So you're approving the company, and then you have more negotiations to deal with the company after this?
We need to have a signed contract. The board needs to approve. Then the contract will be signed. Okay? It is not available as a public document until it is executed, but we first need to approve them. That's the process. Okay? And it's not that we're not answering your question. So when you walk away and you say, you're not answering the question, there was no answer, that's not true. We are giving you an answer. It may not be the answer you like, but we are giving you an answer. Okay. Do you have another question?
Well, I think her time is up.
Okay, I'm sorry, the time is up.
I apologize. Thank you.
But I'm certainly answering your question.
Can you speak up?
Sure, yeah, I wasn't sure if there was sidebar questions. Is there a process or a rule about public recording us and
It's in our minutes, yes. I mean, it's in our policy.
that
Under minutes.
we're allowed to be recorded by the public?
The public is allowed to record,
Okay,
yes, as long as it does not interfere with the meeting.
okay.
And that written
We're not students.
notice is given ahead of time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's under policy, I believe 9326 minutes.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, so if there are no other comments from the public, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Dansky?
Yes.
Mr. Herbst?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And Ms. Karen?
Yes, our next regularly scheduled meeting is July 27th. So, thank you, everyone.